Yeah, and every 3 hours we do temperatures because some of the things we have are refrigerated, obviously cheeses and the olives. Let's talk my outfits of the day for work. All right, good morning, you guys. I'm actually starting a new work week in the life vlog. It is Friday, I got paid, which is nice, but I also have to pay car loans, car insurance, credit cards, so all of that cancels out. But you know what? I've gotten to the place where I'm actually thankful that I actually have the money to pay for these things. I want to say about a month or two ago, I would be complaining like that. All my check has gone away and it doesn't belong to me, but at least I have the money to pay for it. So that's a blessing. And on that note, in this vlog, I'm actually going to be talking more work and less YouTube because I realized in the other work week in my life, it was mostly YouTube type things, and that was because I was off for 4 days. So I just wanted to show you guys what I did for editing, and I talked about work a tiny bit in there, and I showed you myself going to the gym. But we're actually going to discuss work. I'm pretty sure I've talked about what I do at Whole Foods in maybe a couple other vlogs. In fact, I'm sure I did. I will insert the clips here. I'm really enjoying it. In case you're wondering, I work at Whole Foods in the specialty department, which is cheese, wine, and chocolate. So all of the three things that I really like, and I happen to be working with them. And I did not know there was this many cheeses. Artisan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word properly. Artisan kinds of cheeses aged for like years. A lot of them are foreign cheeses or imported cheeses from Italy, France. Hey, look out. I may be having a cheese and wine video pretty soon. I had one last year. It was like I made a cheese board for my 12 days of Christmas. I will link it somewhere in the atmosphere if you want to check it out. The next one that I'll make will definitely be a bigger spread and will be much more variety of cheeses I had never heard of until I started working at this place. So I really like it so far. It's a little bit of a slower pace from what I used to do at Disney, and that's really nice. But in case you missed those vlogs, which I will link below, we'll do it again. But before I go into it, I just want to say this is something I wished I would have done when I was in Disney, like work weeks in my life, and talk a little bit about what I did at Disney. But I was scared. I was afraid that if I said something that wasn't on brand with Disney, as I always do, like cursing and other things, and somebody else saw it, they could report me and I would lose my job. So that was my fear. And that has happened before, where somebody will post something or write something on social media, somebody else will see it, somebody else who's not necessarily even in leadership or in management will see it and go show it to a manager or a leader. We used to call our managers leaders. So that person will go show it to a leader, and the person who posted or wrote whatever wasn't on brand with Disney would then get questioned and get fired. I remember it happening to this one guy I work with, very nice guy. Out of nowhere, he got fired. And he came in to visit after he had gotten fired, and I then asked him what happened to him, and he explained the whole story, how he had posted something on Facebook. And granted, he wasn't supposed to have posted whatever he did post. I don't want to go into details about that, but he wasn't supposed to have posted that, but somebody else saw it, went to show it to the manager, and then he got pulled in the office, got questioned, and then he got terminated, as we say, or fired. So I just didn't want any of that smoke. Like, people were trifling like that. Some people that I worked with were that trifling. They would not like you low-key and want to sabotage you. So any opportunity they got, they'll go report you. And then sometimes I had to wonder, like, are y'all getting paid extra for this, for reporting other people?
Stop it. Get some help.
Y'all all in the manager's faces, but I just feel like this isn't every job that you go to. There's gonna be that one person who is always in the manager's faces, always making suggestions about how to make the job better, but they are the problem. Anyways, yes, if you go back and watch my vlogs from Orlando, you will notice that I always talk about work, but I never actually say what exactly that I do. Currently about to drive to work. So now waking up early to have to go to work. And I don't live too far from work. And I'm sitting in my car in the parking lot at my job. I start work in 20 minutes. So I have work at 6 o'clock in the morning. And because nobody had ever asked me in my comments what I did, I never said anything. But I'm pretty sure people who are smart and are watching my vlogs would have been able to put 2 and 2 together, because I did mention that I lived in Orlando and I always talked about going to the Disney parks, and I would vlog going to the Disney parks and never talk about really like the amount of money I paid to get into the parks, because I didn't have to as a cast member. So smart people would have been able to put 2 and 2 together and know I worked for Disney. And obviously, like, Disney cast members who watch my videos would already know. They would know because Disney is the largest employer, or one of the largest employers in Central Florida. But yeah, let's get into this video, shall we? Also, real quick, this might be the last work with me vlog for a while, because I don't want it to get too repetitive where I'm like doing the same things. I feel like 1 or 2 videos are pretty self-explanatory, because for me personally, I've watched some of these vlogs, and while they're entertaining, the first 2 ones are entertaining. By the 3rd one, I'm like, I kind of already get like your routine. I don't want to be watching the same things over and over. All right, so let's talk my outfits of the day for work. Just basically a black t-shirt, some jeans, and some comfortable shoes. It's a grocery store. Do we have a dress code? Kind of. They just don't want us to wear like things that are extra tight, things that are see-through, like basically like your normal dress code like from high school, if you remember those. They didn't want you to wear see-through things or combat boots or anything with like gang affiliations on it. Things like that is the same thing here. They said they don't want us to wear other brands like Nike, for example, but I'll be wearing that shit. I just like be covering it. I wear an apron to cover it, or a chef's coat, because I do work with foods. I work in cheese, so they want us to wear chef coats now. We used to wear aprons, but they want us to wear chef coats, and you wear a hat, you know, if you've worked with food before, you know. So yeah, just very comfortable. That's the difference between this job and Disney. Disney, I didn't have to worry about what I'm wearing to work, because we had costumes. We call them costumes, but you would call them uniforms. And we, like I said in my I quit my job video, check that out. We did have a specific location where we went to get our costumes, and you could take those back and they would wash it for you. So that was really nice. The only thing about it is like sometimes I would go and I won't be able to find my size. I'm gonna eat my breakfast, which is some soup. My car is warming out there, and then I'll be on my way to work. Alright, so it is Wednesday, and as you all know, Wednesday is my Sunday, which means I go back to work tomorrow. I was supposed to have filmed my video today, Wednesday, so I can edit it tomorrow and have it up on Friday, but I posted on my community tab that the video is just going to go up on Sunday, just to give myself time to properly edit it. I just feel like there's no point in rushing through a video just to have it up. I used to do that right when I started my channel. The videos would still turn out good, but I just felt like I was rushing, and there's no need for that. Like, I can just postpone. It's great that I have that community tab now to let people know the video will be out. It's just not going to be out on the day you expect it. It's going to be on another day. So thankful for that. Back in the day, I didn't have a community tab, so there was no way to communicate with my subscribers that the video is coming, just not when you expect it. So I just felt like I had to rush and put it out on Tuesday, which, as I mentioned before, Tuesday was just like a trash day to post, like as a small YouTuber. You want to post on days when people are likely to log on to YouTube, which is the weekends. I know these days with YouTube on your phone, you're likely to look at it on a Tuesday, but my analytics tell me a different story. Anyway, the whole point of that was I don't feel so well, which is why I've postponed the video to Sunday. And on top of that, I had a lot of chores to do. I was already thinking about it the night before. The night before, I stayed up to finish my script for the video, and I said, yeah, I'm not gonna wake up early in time to film this video because I like to film super early in the morning, like 7 a.m., 8-ish. And so if I went to bed at 1 o'clock, it was not going to happen. And I don't want my stress and like tiredness to come through in the filming process, you know, through the video. I feel very accomplished today, considering I didn't feel so good, but I was able to do so much. I was outside, I was just sweeping, mopped the kitchen floor, washed my hair. Like, washing my hair is an accomplishment because I really do not like to wash my hair, but I have to do it once a week in order for it to grow. Wash and deep condition it because it's cold outside, so definitely need that deep condition treatment. Yeah, I'll talk to you in the next clip. Alright, good morning or good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. So today's the day I actually talk about what I do at work in detail. So I work in the specialty department, and the specialty encompasses 3 different departments, more or less. So the cheese, wine, and chocolate. Or 3 components, I should say: cheese, wine, and chocolate. And all of those 3 things kind of go together. Now, I'm not trained in the wine department, like beer and wine department. So I can't, let's say, pour out beer for someone, kind of like bartend. I can't. I need to be trained properly for that. I need to be trained to be able to be on the register. I haven't been trained yet. And I'm quite fine with that. When I was in McDonald's, I did cash register. And when I was in Disney, I did general teller, so banking out servers when they were done with their shifts. And I'm not gonna lie, like, dealing with money is kind of stressful. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but at McDonald's, if your drawer came short, you were giving like, I think, $75 in your drawer when I worked in McDonald's in high school. And if it came up short, like $5, $10, they would tell you like, hey, your drawer is short, you have to pay it back. And after a while, man, it's like I'm paying back drawers that are short that, like, sometimes I'm sure I didn't make it short, like other people have made it short, now I have to pay for it, that sort of thing. Anyway, Disney was kind of different. Like, if they give you a drawer, and well, they give you a bunch of money like at the beginning of your shift, and it was not no $75, it was more than that, and you had to count everything at the beginning of the shift and count it at the end of the shift, make sure it's even. So basically you're taking out the profit and make sure you end up with the same money you started. So you do subtraction, so whatever you take out of it is the profit, and you have to drop it off. And of course you have to walk with someone to drop it off as a witness. And for that one, if money is missing from it, they don't even tell you need to pay it back. You get a write-up. And if it happens the second time, you get fired. So that's why I'm kind of nervous about, like, dealing with money. What I do primarily all day doesn't have to deal with money. I cut cheese. So my section has commodity cheeses, which is your typical, like, pre-cut, pre-packaged cheeses, like your American cheese, your provolone, like shredded cheeses like mozzarella, things of that nature, feta, and like cheese dips. And then we have like the section that has artisan cheeses. Some of them are local and others are imported, let's say from France. Like a lot of the bries that we have, brie is a soft ripened cheese. A lot of the bries that we have are from France. We have cheeses that are Spanish, Italian. The main Italian cheese that we have, or the popular, I should say, Italian cheese that we have is Parmigiano Reggiano. Whatever Parmesan you buy in the shaker from your store, that's not real Parmesan. I'm sorry to disappoint you. That's not real Parmesan. The one that we have, it's like a 90-pound cheese. It's actually 90 pounds. Like, if I was walking in that store, I never worked in Whole Foods, and I walked in the store and you told me that was a cheese, I wouldn't believe you. It's 90 pounds, it's yellow, and it takes like at least 2-3 hours to process. Like we crack it in the store, like we crack it open in the store. It's a whole process. It takes at least like 2 to 3 people, because you're not only cracking it and getting the pieces out of it to wrap it and tag it. Now you have to like grate some other pieces to have grated cheese. We have things that go with cheeses, like stuff that people would put on a cheese board. So like maybe crackers. We have a variety of artisan crackers as well. And we have olives. We have pre-packed olives. And then we have the olive bar, which is like self-serve, where you can just scoop up your own olives. Filling that stuff up is a pain in my ass. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a pain in my ass. Like when it's filled up nicely, it looks beautiful. It makes you want to like buy olives. And I don't personally like olives, but it looks beautiful. Like the colors, red, green. It's really nice, but it's a pain to fill up. So in addition to olives, they also have like things that are like pickled. So like roasted peppers, or like pickles, or like roasted or marinated mushrooms. Those I like. So that's pretty much our department. I'll try to see if I can insert some video or pictures like somewhere in this video. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. So like every day we have a running list of cheeses that we need to cut. So the artisan cheeses. That way we're not all over the place every single day, except for Sunday. Sunday is like our catch-up day. So if we haven't finished stuff from like the day before, the day before that, we have Sunday to catch up on those cheeses. And it's really helpful, because if like we have like a whole wheel of cheese that sells very well and it's not cut, you're likely to get interrupted. You're gonna be doing something and somebody would interrupt you to tell you to cut a piece of this. Like, can I have a piece of this? So it's always good to be caught up on like having those cheeses cut, so everything is ready to go when people show up to buy stuff. The only thing they might have is questions about like what cheese they should pick out for like a function. The other questions we get a lot too is like, can we sample this? We are allowed to open up stuff and let people sample, which makes sense. You don't want people to buy stuff that they haven't tasted, and the stuff is not cheap. You buy it, it's like $10, and then you don't like it. When we do that, like when we pop something open for a guest or even ourselves, it's called product knowledge. We have to do what we call shrink. So you have to scan it out so that whoever does the orders can look there and see the amount of things that we've had to open. I think that's pretty much it. Basically cutting cheese, stocking merchandise, which a lot of the times is the commodity cheeses that we have, and the chocolates, the dry stuff that we have, and filling up the olive bar just to drive sales. Like, because if stuff is not there, obviously people can't buy it, and that's how we lose sales. But if it's there, obviously people buy it. So that's the main priority, keeping shelves stocked with products. And yeah, and every 3 hours we do temperatures, because some of the things we have are refrigerated, obviously cheeses and the olives. So we have to take temperatures and make sure it's like below 41 degrees. If it's like above that, there's an issue. It's not food safe. Things of that nature. The way I'm struggling to edit this video that you're watching right now, I had to even Google if Mercury was in retrograde or something, because I'm like, I'm feeling weird all week, just sluggish. Mercury is not in retrograde, so it's just my own. I don't know what's going on. It's also been very cloudy for the last couple of days. Yesterday cloudy, and then rained in the evening, and then this morning as well. And just weird vibes. Also, the month of February, I took a lot of L's. Things come back to haunt you when you don't settle them. So that's what was happening in the month of February. So hopefully it gets better from here on out. All right, so I'm headed home now. I'm still in the parking lot of my job, like warming my car. But I don't know, something is going around this winter, because I've been feeling so drained. I can't explain it. I said it in the last clip that something is weird, and I even felt it more today at work. So this video is delayed yet again. As I mentioned in my post, I just created a post on my community to let you guys know that the video has been delayed. I was supposed to have it up on Sunday tomorrow, but I have to delay it yet again. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, which should be the notable Cameroonians. Yes, I think it's that one.